My husband is blind, and these are the 5 things his guide dog had to learn before he could graduate from guide dog school. Paul and Mr. Maple.
Mr. Maple.
What were the 5 things you had to learn?
What were the 5 specialized skills?
Yeah. What were they? Maple.
I'm sorry.
Okay. And now I'm just covered in dog fur.
Okay, where's the lint roller? Where's the lint roller?
Thank you, Maple.
He's like, I have to make an appearance. You're talking about me.
This is my story.
Okay. Before we continue, this is part 5 of my guide dog journey with Mr. Maple. Oh, now he wants to say hi to me. I felt left out. Thank you.
Yeah, if you want to watch, catch up, tap up here. The little card will come up. You can watch the first 4 episodes of this series.
Yes. And it brings us all the way to where we're starting today, which is the beginning of week 2 at Guide Dogs for the Blind, where I trained with Mr. Maple. Week 2 is the final week. It is the most... What was I doing?
You were doing week 2.
I was more like talking with my hands.
Okay.
You know, I do that a lot. Week 2 is the final week of guide dog training, and it determines whether you and your guide dog graduate and go home together and start your new lives, this new chapter of being guided by an incredibly intelligent animal. But Matthew, in order to graduate, a guide dog must master, you and the guide dog, really, because I was responsible too.
I have dog hair on. Wow. Thank you, Maple. Thank you.
We love you, Maple. Fur and all. Very important specialized skills that he must demonstrate he can do before graduating and going home.
What are they?
Well, let's work through them one by one. From easiest to most challenging.
I love an ordered
most
list.
Advanced.
Okay, what's easiest?
Okay, so week 1 begins, and
week 2.
As a refresh, So
are we on week 1 or on week 2?
Just a quick refresher. Week 1 is all guide work on the sidewalk, in the streets, learning crosswalks, crossing streets, all those really important things, going in and out of buildings, finding doors, stairs, all that kind of stuff. Week 2, more advanced.
Okay.
The first skill, elevators.
Elevators.
Yes.
Okay, the easiest of the 5 hard skills. Elevators.
Yes.
How do you do an elevator?
It's really simple. You just tell your dog, find the elevator, and
he's already been trained to know what an elevator should look like?
Absolutely. At this point, Maple has been trained to do all of these things. He's not learning them for the first time. He's demonstrating that he can actually guide a blind person through these things that he's been he's been training his whole life for this moment.
Okay.
And people are watching. We have a supervisor and a trainer watching and helping us through it, making me feel totally safe and secure and making sure there's no danger involved. Okay. But Maple's going to show off his skills flawlessly.
So you say, find the elevator. His ears stood forward.
Don't tease him. So you say, find the elevator. We actually went to a mall setting in the Portland area. It was like a big mall. Yeah. But because it was COVID, it was like pretty much shut down, which was perfect. Which was great for us because there was very few people around.
But didn't require as many skills out of him.
Well, I should say, there were still enough people moseying, scooting around, not on scooters, but just there were people. Okay, so skills were required to cut through and navigate.
So
crowds.
You said,
I would say find the elevator, and Maple brought me straight to an elevator.
Okay,
I pushed the button.
How do you find the button? Buttons are in different places, different colors.
He will take me straight to the button. Theoretically, I could just follow his nose and then feel the wall. I'm not kidding. It's that close. Okay. I'm always off a little bit, so there's a lot of touching.
Yeah, you'll feel up a wall really good.
Yep. Yeah. Lots of hand sanitizer required as a guide dog handler. Trust me.
And you'll finally, sometimes it takes a while for you to find the button.
It does. Okay, Matthew. Then he'll get me onto the elevator and we get off. It's really...
So the door's open.
You get on.
He takes you on.
Straight inside.
What if it was the wrong elevator? What if you pushed the up arrow and the down elevator came first?
Okay, can we move on? That was skill number 1. Skill number 2.
You're inside the elevator.
No.
Does he point at the floor you're supposed to touch?
Matthew. Oh, that part? That part requires either assistance or feeling, because this is a common question.
Do you ever use your phone to look through your phone at the buttons?
Never. Never done it.
Well, it's about time you start.
Okay, moving on. Skill number 2. Escalators.
Tricky.
Much trickier than an elevator.
Yeah.
So find the escalator. That's easy enough.
Okay.
But before you get to the escalator, Matthew, we need...
Oh.
Maple heard. Maple's like, I know what's in that bag.
I know. Okay.
By the way, anybody casually watching this and wondering why our guide dog is jumping up onto our lap, it's because when he's out of his harness, he's just a normal dog.
He's just a puppy.
He's just a happy-go-lucky puppy. If his harness was on and he was working, he'd be very calm.
Now notice I touched the Paul's hand
Oh, thank you.
in order for him to find
Why
it.
were you holding it
Is
up
it-
for a while?
Yeah, I was holding out for a while.
Okay. Maple.
Oh, he wants
the
them on.
booties on. He's like, I want to go on an escalator.
We'll take you to escalator,
Yeah.
okay? And the elevator.
Oh, baby. Yeah, he wants these on so bad. So, hold on. So take a look. So it's Velcro on the top.
Okay.
You
so I
put
did
the little
Velcro.
foot, you open it up, you
Put my little hand in.
you drop the little foot inside.
Okay.
And then you pull really tight. Actually, you'll think it's too tight, but you want it really tight because you don't want these little guys to fall off.
Okay.
They're very
Are these
flexible.
on all 4 feet?
You don't have to. You can. Now, he's got bigger paws in the front.
Okay.
So he actually has a larger size on the front. I believe
Okay.
it's the black ones go on the front and the blue ones are on the back.
Ah,
Because his
okay.
little black paws are a little bit smaller. Is that
Wow.
right? Or did I have it wrong?
Vibram. These are like made to last. Those
Uh,
hikers out there, you'll appreciate a Vibram sole.
Really? I've never heard of
Yes.
that. Okay, so real quick, little fact about these.
Yep.
You don't actually have to put them on the front paws for the escalators because dogs are extremely aware of their front paws.
Oh,
So they pretty much take care of those.
okay. So you
Their
don't
back
use these.
paws are far more vulnerable to getting caught in those little teeth on the escalator because it can
Oh,
be
like
dangerous.
'cause it comes up and it like is-
absolutely.
okay.
That is the reason for the booties, to protect the claws from, because apparently it's happened and it can be really awful. Blood.
This is at the beginning and the end of the escalator.
Yeah, you know how the teeth interlock as you're stepping onto an escalator? That's a dangerous thing for little claws to get into. So
Well, probably if you're at the end, because that's when they're coming back
true,
together.
exactly. And so
For your
this
safety,
protects the
baby.
little back paws, which dogs are just less aware of at all times. So that's a good little added bonus.
So he takes you up to the beginning of the escalator. You
Yes.
already put on the booties.
Booties are on. We get to the escalator. You feel the handrail, and he
Now you usually drop the harness, right? Or are you holding the harness?
No, you drop the harness. So
Just
once
holding the leash.
once I'm holding the handrail, I drop the harness and we step on together.
Okay. And he hops on.
He does a hop.
Because
He
he
hops,
knows.
'cause he
Danger
knows.
zone.
And when you're coming to the end of the escalator, again, you always have your hand on that rail because you can tell when it starts to even out. So you know you're at the top or the bottom.
Yeah.
And then the dog, you grab your harness handle.
Okay.
And as soon as it's ready to go, you say forward, and he does another little hop
Hop off.
over those.
Danger zone.
Just a little one.
He's heard stories in the
and we
kennels.
just glide. It's possible he's had a bad experience.
Okay.
But you just glide on through.
And going down is just same, just in reverse.
I find going down easier because the dismount is just like, if you can imagine a dismount going up, there's a bit of a lift for me, whereas down,
Do that again. Demonstrate the little.
it's like,
Oh, yeah.
as
okay.
opposed to a nice glide.
Wait, that was a dip. It doesn't dip and glide at the bottom. It's just.
I dip.
You do?
Okay, Matthew. Skill
Skill
three.
number three.
Three. We got to move on. Skill 3. It's called sidewalkless. That means
Sidewalkless.
walkless. There's no
Walk
sidewalk.
less on the. Oh, there's no sidewalk.
What happens when you're in a neighborhood with no sidewalk?
happens?
It happens.
Yeah, not very often.
It occasionally happens in rural areas in particular, not in the city, so we don't encounter it. But you have to demonstrate the skills because you never know when we're going to be in an area without a sidewalk. And how does a guide dog get you around this neighborhood safely when there's just street and like a lawn or somebody's like a grassy gutter, for example? Like, what are those called that you fall into?
A ditch. So you guys walk.
Wait, I fall into, because I fall into ditches a lot.
So you guys walk on the curb, right? Like a little tightrope?
Yeah, so we walk right along the curb, and when you
No, not on the curb.
oh
Next to it.
yeah, right along
You
at
could
the
walk
very
on top
edge.
of it.
You're on the very edge, right
Okay.
where the lawn is.
Isn't that
or the
dangerous?
grass. Well, I mean, he's keeping me safe because he's on the inside corner.
On the outside, towards the cars.
No, I'm on the outside toward the cars. He's protecting me from falling into the ditch.
You need 2 guide dogs.
One on each side. Okay, but the most important part about this is when you encounter a car. When you encounter a car that is parked on the side of a sidewalkless street, how do you get around it? You get to the back of the car, you kind of feel, and then you guide the dog.
Set off alarms.
Maybe so. And then Maple is trained to guide me around the car, like hugging the vehicle, and then come back around the front, and then meeting the side of the street again. So you're really staying as far from traffic as possible.
Hugging the edge.
Basically,
even if you have to skirt around cars and motorcycles and boats and paraphernalia.
Boats?
You know, some people like to park their boat on the edge of the road.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
Okay.
Okay. Next.
Skill.
4. Night routes. This was one I was looking forward to for a very long time because, as you know, as a person with retinitis pigmentosa, the very first symptom I ever experienced was complete loss of night vision. I have never seen the night sky. I've never seen stars. I've seen a night sky, and to me, it's just black. There's nothing up there, and I've lost the ability to see in low light. So, going
for
out
example, for you and I, not for you,
Yeah.
for the people watching and me, we go into a restaurant in the evening. We can see it's a little dim. It's mood lighting, completely pitch black for Paul. He doesn't see a thing in 99% of dinner restaurants.
That's right. That's why you feed me.
Or steal your food.
That's true.
Back to the night route.
So I was really excited about this one, perhaps the most excited, because as you know, with my first experience at Guide Dogs for the Blind earlier that year, when I went home early, I didn't get to do a lot of these specialized skills. And I, in particular, missed the night route, and I was very disappointed about that. So I was like, okay, I cannot wait to do this. This is like, as our viewers probably know, I have a tiny bit of microvision, and at night I have zero. Absolutely none. The blindfold may as well be on. There's no sight. So I was excited to have an experience in which 100% trust was in my dog.
That's true.
This was scary.
This was the first skill where you had to 100% rely
100%.
and trust in Mr. Maple.
Which is why they leave this till pretty much the end, because you really have to have a bond and an extremely close trust with the animal to get to this step.
Yeah.
So we all pack up into the van. We wore these reflective vests. We get these special little red lights that attach to the harnesses to blink to alert traffic. And we head out. It was I guess November. It was the beginning of November, so it was chilly.
Yeah.
And we were all bundled up. I had my big scarf on.
Rainy?
It was sprinkling. Yes.
Perfect.
It was perfect. And it was incredible. Maple was so perfect. And by then, I just everything was in muscle memory. So I had no idea where I was, but he's stopping and I'm like, oh, we're at a curb. Okay, forward. And I'm like, oh, now we're on the road. Yeah. We reach the other side. He stops. I'm like, we made it to the other side. All these little things are just all in my body, all 100% in, like I said, the muscle memory of it. And it was so comforting. Of course, I had my supervisor and my trainer nearby in case anything were to happen. And nothing did. It was completely 100% flawless. It was so much fun. And it was perhaps one of the highest highs I experienced with Mr. Maple, because when we got back, we just danced and celebrated and played tug, and he was so happy. You could tell he just felt so proud, and he really does, I think, feel proud of his work. He finds so much purpose in it.
I can't help but constantly look down at him. He's right there.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's so cute.
What's he doing?
He's just watching. He gnaws on his bone and then looks up at us and listens to us for a little while.
He knows we're talking about.
He does. So that was 4.
Quick recap.
Yep.
Elevators.
Yes.
Escalators.
Sidewalkless.
Sidewalkless.
Streets without sidewalks.
Night routes. You're not convinced. And the final 5th thing. This thing is, in fact, so important, so pivotal. Some dogs do not graduate because they cannot learn one specialized skill. It is called intelligent disobedience.
Yes. Sounds like me with my parents. I was very
really?
Intelligent child.
Yeah, sounds like you every day of our marriage. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, obey was not in the vows.
No, that's true.
That's true.
So,
I erased them.
So what is intelligent disobedience? And more importantly, how did we simulate an experience that would demonstrate Maple's intelligent disobedience. It was an experience that was actually a little bit scary. It was one of the scariest things we did all week. And we're going to save that one for the extended episode. We're going to continue the
Darn
conversation.
you.
I'm sorry, Matthew.
How
but
dare you?
We need something for the extended episodes. I just
Okay.
want to mention how much we appreciate all the people signing up for the extended episodes.
Yes.
We love
Thank you.
bringing these extra little bonus things to all of you. I know not everybody can sign up to them, but we so appreciate the support, even just for watching, liking, and commenting on the video. Okay, so
What is intelligent disobedience?
So the definition is, of course, these dogs are so highly trained, they have to obey
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
command I give them,
Okay.
right? From all the directions I give them.
Wow. Okay. Elevators, escalators,
Yeah.
roads without sidewalks,
Yeah.
night routes, and intelligent
Intelligent
disobedience. Incredible skills.
It's on top of all the other skills they already have, and many of which I've not been able to.
Wow. I mean, I think we need to do like a whole YouTube video about each of these skills.
Absolutely.
These would be so amazing to see.
I want to go through each of these skills. You're right. We need to take Maple out and demonstrate these rather than sitting here talking about them. We'll demonstrate each of these skills in future videos.
Okay. What will be next? I mean, you finished week 2. When we pick up the story next time, what will we be covering?
So, obviously, Maple and I successfully completed all of the skills.
Yeah.
And we graduated.
Yes.
And I got to do a Zoom call with the puppy raisers. There were no in-person graduations, but we had our own special little graduation. In fact, our class was like really enthusiastic about creating our own little party. So we like got the chef in the kitchen to make us like these cute little desserts, and we threw our own party, even though officially they weren't supposed to do a graduation due to protocol. We like rebelled. We're like, we're doing one, and we like wrote each other cards, and we had this really special. We went around sharing moments and experiences, and all of us had a really nice little graduation.
So we'll pick up when you left
Well, I would like to pick
to
up
come home.
exactly getting on the
Okay.
airplane.
Oh yeah.
I flew home,
Okay.
and I was Matthew.
Okay.
The excitement I
That's
felt
it.
to see you.
That's it. Okay. Well, no, that's for next week. See you next week. Shh. Zip it.
Okay.
If you want to watch the extended episode and you are on YouTube, the video is right here. Otherwise, you can head over to Patreon, where you can watch all of our extended episodes, our bonus and extended podcast episodes.
Oh, wait, did you point to the? Did you do everything?
I did all the pointing. The pointing is
So there's
done.
nothing left for me to do.
No.
Okay, Maple, let's go.